everyone, and welcome to the MFG Advocate on IMTS TV. I'm Penny Brown, and today we're talking to Tom Peters of the Symbol Training Institute. How are you today, Tom?
I'm great. Thank you for having me on the show tonight.
Now, Symbol is one of our exhibitors in the Student Summit, so tell us what you do.
Yeah, we are an advanced manufacturing training center, and we actually started out 10 years ago doing this. We shifted from being a tool and die shop because we had the same issues that many of the manufacturers here have today in terms of skilled labor shortage. So we decided to do something about it, and this was our solution to it. So we've grown since then. We have 2 locations. I believe since the last time we had spoken, we were only located in Skokie, Illinois. Now we're in Addison, Illinois, just west of O'Hare. So the manufacturers definitely need our graduates. So
what types of training do you offer?
We do CNC training, quality control, and just basic advanced manufacturing training. So definitely preparing the pipeline for the workforce.
So what are you seeing down in the Student Summit?
We're seeing a lot of excitement, a lot of improvements even from 2 years ago, and it just seems like the enrollment, the admissions just keep on going up for IMTS, so it's a wonderful, exciting experience. I've spoken to students from Pennsylvania, from really all over the country, so Alabama, so it's been a great experience so far down in the Student Summit, and many fun things to obviously promote the industry and get more youth involved in it. That's what we need.
Do you find anything in particular really seems to resonate with young people in manufacturing?
I think the tactile type of exhibits work, in terms of, I think they have a rocket building competition there, so just things to get them more involved and to show that they could do these quick projects. And I think a lot of times that many youth are intimidated by manufacturing, so it's kind of bringing it on a more friendly, easier to focus on basis.
Now, I guess outside the Student Summit, probably not every manufacturing business like yours could convert themselves to a training institute, but what can these businesses do to try to attract young people?
That's a great question. Well, not to put a advertisement for Manufacturing Day, which is coming up next month on October 7th, but a lot of the manufacturers, at least locally here in Illinois, are opening up their doors to the local schools, local community-based organizations to try and drive traffic in their doors to at least expose people to what the career outlook could be and just what they do, because a lot of times they're so focused on what happens within their 4 doors that they're not focusing on what the general public is thinking or, exposing them to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
AMT is also a sponsor of Manufacturing Day, so be sure to go check out mfgday.org to find out more about that. Okay, so beyond just the kind of shortage of skilled workers in general, another issue in manufacturing workforce is diversity, particularly women and minorities. Is there anything we can do to attract more diversity to the industry? Oh,
absolutely. I know globally, if you were to look at it, it's not always this boys club. You're going to find a lot of women on the manufacturing floor. Our executive director, Diana Peters, has made a big push in terms of getting more women involved, kind of marketing and working with the women in manufacturing organization, the local chapter here. I know a few years ago our student enrollment had been about 5% total women. Now we've raised that up through her efforts to 25% total enrollment, and still not there to where we want it to be. Ultimately we want it to be a 50-50 mix of both men and women, because that's really what it should be, and I think at least careers in quality control could be a great avenue for women to get involved in manufacturing.
Absolutely, and it's not just a feel-good thing. It's, diversity in your business does help the bottom line. It's been proven time and again. So how could women, I guess, if they're in manufacturing, what could help them to excel?
To excel, obviously they doing their job very well. Typically women are more detail-oriented, and in this precision type environment in manufacturing, it's all about the quality and all about the precision of manufactured products. So absolutely they can stand out that way, and just be giving back to the community and telling their story. I think sharing their story is probably the most important thing that they can do, so that you can kind of encourage or be a role model to some younger girls too, so they don't just quit after they hit that cutoff of, I think statistically it's always been around like 6th grade where most girls or women start dropping away or shying away from the STEM field. So trying to be an advocate to let them go further and get more and more exposed to it.
But do you also think that creative skills are useful in manufacturing as well? I guess some of those, not necessarily hard technical skills. Do you think that's important too?
Yeah, creative skills, graphic arts, different things like that. I know a big draw should be the 3D printing or additive manufacturing, where I call it the garage entrepreneur, but it could be your, designer in her bedroom wanting to make something, and she could print it out and start a business that way as well. So there's lots of avenues that women and girls can get involved in this field.
Do you think the maker movement speaking of that, is also attracting people to manufacturing in any way?
Yes, I think it's broken down that barrier to say these are dark, dirty or dangerous type jobs, and with additive manufacturing, I think it's definitely opened up the doors to say, hey, I can manufacture something. If I have an idea, I can do it, rather than having to buy some $60,000 machine and metal and different things like that. So you could utilize different components and different materials to do that.
So if we have any students watching that maybe aren't here at the Student Summit, how would you recommend them to find out more about careers in manufacturing?
Yeah, definitely go visit your local manufacturers on National Manufacturing Day. And hopefully, if you can come to the Chicago area this week, come to the IMTS show and stop by the Student Summit, because it's really going to be an eye-opening experience for you.
Now, okay, Student Summit is in Hall C, down at the bottom of the North Hall. Tell us where your booth is.
Just find us, find the people wearing the purple. We'll be there, Symbol Training Institute. Or visit our website at www.symboltraining.edu.
The people in the purple.
Yeah,
okay, very good.
The purple people eaters.
Okay, Tom, well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's great to be here. Thank you.
This has been Penny Brown for IMTS TV.